Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ann Brown on the line, all the way from Accokeek, Maryland, with tips for trips. And let me tell you, every week we come on to bring you some more information about travel, the travel industry, how you can get started in the travel industry, and some tips for when you do travel to remain safe, to have an opportunity to ask questions, just give some guidance from some of the professionals and some products that you might be able to use while you're traveling that makes your trip even more enjoyable. Today, let me tell you, we have a person, a travel professional that I'm telling you is absolutely phenomenal. Not only is she phenomenal in her service, not only is she phenomenal in her knowledge, this lady is a mom, she's a church member, she's a grandmother, she's an aunt, she's a great friend. She is a very involved in her community and her church. And then you can find her traveling the world. I mean, you got to keep up with her because she'll be in one place and then the other, and you got to keep up with it, having fun. She and her husband love to have fun, they're always laughing, always having a good time. And one of the things I truly admire is that she really is diligent about getting the facts and pays very close attention to detail, which makes her very successful in the travel space. And so I am just so happy to be able to introduce to some and present to others none other than Michele McDaniel of Believe and Succeed Group. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about Believe and Succeed Group. The Believe and Succeed Group is comprised of professionals who love to travel, love to have fun, and didn't mind making a little bit of money as well. And so we definitely pay attention to our service. We pay attention to our customers, and we strive for excellence in all that we do. And so, if that's something that you're interested in, definitely get in touch with me or Michele so that you can get your questions answered and join us. Michele, let me ask you. I know that you've been in the travel space for quite some time and you have all kinds of clients and customers. Could you tell the listening audience how you got started?
Yes, thank you so much, Anne, for having me on to interview today. I got started in the travel industry. Actually, this is something I've been doing for most of my life because I'm the one who enjoys putting together events and things like that. And I was the one who did the family reunions, my parents' 50th, 25th wedding anniversary, um, retirement parties, just everything. And so when I was introduced to this opportunity by my late sister-in-law back in 2006, it was just like, I just kind of like leaned over to my husband and said, I'm doing this because I'm doing it anyway. So to get paid to do it, it just makes sense to me. So that's really how I got started in this industry.
That is amazing. Now, tell me, Michele, what are some of the things that you have been able to accomplish since you've been in this industry?
Um, Having the opportunity to get the vendor association, vendor recognition, certifications, and things like that, and to be able to utilize all of those services to book group trips, um, individual trips, and also earning the commission and things like that. I was able to use the cash to buy a car. So it just allows me the opportunity to be able to take my children and grandchildren to open up their eyes to the industry of travel, experiencing new things.
Wow. So, since you've been a part of the travel industry, although you've been doing it all your life, um, have you noticed that now you've really become the go-to person in your family or your friends when someone wants to put something together? And what are some of the memorable occasions that you've had a chance to put together for people?
Um, yes, and actually, to be honest, when it comes to family, they kind of sit back a little bit and they watch to see how things are working out before they come to me and ask. I mean, they may come to me and ask me, "Oh, what do you think about this?" and get my ideals. But then they'll turn around and go to Expedia or something like that. And then when they have an issue, they'll come back to me, and it's like, "I'm sorry, but you didn't come to me initially." But I have to say that for other people, sharing the experiences, the photos and things like that, I've had my nieces and my nephews have actually referred people to me, my children. Everybody has referred people to me, and even my clients, because they know that I'm going to take time to do the details, work out everything, and I listen to hear what they want to give them that experience and more.
Oh, that's amazing. Now, right now we're in this age of the internet where everybody feels like, oh, we don't need a travel agent. We can just do it ourselves. We don't need a consultant. We can just do it ourselves. What are some of the things that you feel like you provide that makes you different and makes an experience with you well worth it? And it just makes the difference in their experience as well.
I would say I'm saving them time. My, as I said, vendor relationships. I build vendor relationships to the places that I go. So I'm able to offer them that extra added touch. They may have a gift waiting for them in their room when they get there. If it's a special occasion, birthday, anniversary, um, as I said, I'm saving them time. They may look at pictures on the internet, and then when they get there, it's something totally different than what they expected. So I'm saving them that nightmare experience. I've also added adding value to their experience because I may um, offer them something that they never even thought about. So I may add that to their itinerary.
That is great. I feel like the name of your business, your travel business, is so incredibly unique. Could you break down the name, say the name of your travel business and how you came up with the name?
Yes, the name is Roger Chris Travel, which stands for my three children, Raylia, Joel, and Christopher. And actually, I have to credit that to Michael because he's the one that actually started that with something else that he was doing. So I just added it and put it for the travel business.
Awesome. That is amazing. When I heard that, I said, Roger Chris, what is that? What does that mean? But to hear the story is just absolutely adorable. I think that's awesome. And I know your children must be proud as well that you guys actually had a business named after them. That's amazing. Well, let me ask you about all the responsibilities. Most of our listening audience, when we talk to them about having a home based business, the number one response is, I'm just too busy. That I can't add anything on my plate. And I know that you have a ton of responsibilities. You have so many people relying on you. You do so much. How do you fit it all in?
I am a planner and I write everything down, what I'm going to do. So have time slots for everything that I do. I get up early in the morning to check the status for my business. I work for the federal government, so I have to devote my time to working, and then in the evening, when I have time again, then I'll go back and work on my travel business for my clients again.
Wow.
So
So
yeah.
So I know a part of that is not only in terms of, because I know some people think, oh, we just sit by the phone waiting for it to ring for the book travel. But I mean, there's so much training and knowledge that you can get. There's also, actually going out for business. And sometimes things just kind of land in your lap. They you just call somebody and they say, "Oh, I'm so glad you called. I got about 30 people who have to go to San Diego. Can you help?" And you're like, "Oh, sure. I wasn't calling for that, but okay, Lord, thank you." So tell me how you seem to juggle when your day does not seem to go as planned.
Yeah. Then I just have to take a breath and just kind of fit it in when I'm not in meetings or something like that. Then I'll just kind of fit it in because, like you said, I mean, I'm not sitting by the phone waiting for a phone call or anything like that. And I keep track of my things in folders, and I have them categorized and things like that. So if I schedule a training, I do that. But then, like I said, with the the unexpected calls that I may get, like I said, I just carve out time. I may take it during my lunch, take my lunch break, and then just try to accommodate my clients that way.
That's great. That's great. Do you know if any of your clients have ever had any issues that maybe or maybe have your clients ever said, "Hey, I'm so glad that you were our travel consultant because we ran into somebody else who had a serious issue with this, and thank goodness you had already taken care of it."
I have had a client who they missed their connecting flight coming back. I booked them for their anniversary trip to Cabo San Lucas, and they missed their connecting flight coming back. So I was able, and this was at 8:30 at night. So I got on the phone, calling the airlines, trying to get them booked on the next flight coming into one of the three airports, whether it was they went out of national, but if I could get a Dulles flight or BWI, I was able to get them the last two seats flying back into BWI. And they were so grateful. They were like, we had asked them when we were there, and they said that there was nothing available. So I don't know what you did, but I'm just so thankful that you were able to get us the last two seats.
Oh wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. See, that's a great example of why you want to have someone in your corner. You want to be working with someone when it comes to these arrangements. Now, Michelle, tell me now, where are some of the destinations? What are some of the destinations you've been able to experience?
We've been to Antigua, St. Lucia, to Belize, Ambergris Caye, South Africa, and our latest one, we just came back from Costa Rica.
Wow, wow. Do you have any favorites so far? That's you've done some extensive travel. What's your favorite place, or do you have a favorite?
Not necessarily, but I definitely would want to go back to South Africa again. That was a definite experience that I will always remember that. So I definitely would like to go back and spend a little bit more time over there.
Wow, wow. Well, let's definitely make that happen. I just went to the travel trade show here in Washington, D.C., and I sat down with the representative that specializes in tours to Africa and especially South Africa. So we sat down and she actually discussed how she plots things and put things together. And it was amazing. I had no idea that there was so much to see in that area. And I also had no idea that also have to travel if you want to go to other areas. And it's always important too to be able to navigate the continent because it's not like our continent. There are some areas that are more safe than others. And so, when you go to South Africa and fly in, I said, well, could I just go to, I asked her about Mozambique. And she said, you could. However, you probably want to navigate that differently. We'd really have to, kind of get there, just put some things in place. And I said, well, what about a safari? And so I was just amazed that, I mean, you could do everything. You could go to the beach, you could go to a safari, everything right there within South Africa. So you're absolutely amazing. You're absolutely right. It was an amazing conversation, and that's someplace I want to go as well. So maybe we could do that together. How about
Yes. How about that?
let's work on that. Well, I tell you what, tell us about Costa Rica. I know you just got back, just got off the plane. And I saw the pictures, and I must admit, I was envious. I said, this looks absolutely amazing. Tell us about the resort. Tell us about what you had a chance to do. Did you get a chance to relax? How did that go?
So with this trip, I booked it through a tour company. So we stayed 2 nights in each destination. So we went from the beach to the mountains to the rainforest.
Wow.
And each hotel had its own unique specialty there. So we saw the one good thing, people had gone the week before we were there. They weren't able to see the volcanoes because of all the fog and things like that. We had perfect weather. We were able to see the volcanoes. The beach weather was nice. We were able to see 3 types of monkeys. I never knew that there was so many different species of monkeys and birds and lizards. So we had a fantastic tour operator who just explained everything. So that is a trip where I call this tour like you go cruising, where you cruise to different ports to see which one you want to fly back to stay. That's kind of what this was. So we went zip lining, we walked on the hanging bridges, and we were at the top of the trees, and yeah, everything. It was just great.
Oh my goodness. Well, look, I didn't know that you were such the adventurous.
I,
I
I
thought,
I I say that you only get one life to live, so I'm gonna try it.
oh my goodness. You mean to say you were walking across some bridges on the
Yes.
top of the trees? You.
Mhm.
Wow. Wow. Did you get a picture of that? I think I need some documentation.
Yes, documentation beats
Conversation every.
conversation every time. So
Oh
yes.
my gosh, that is amazing. That's amazing. So, do you remember what were the areas that you guys visited?
We went to Monteverde. We were in Arenal. That's where the Arenal volcano, and San Jose.
Now, let me ask you, was the volcano live? Could you see smoke coming out of it or
You can see the smoke coming out. It has not erupted. The last time it erupted was in 2019.
wow,
So
that's not too long
it's
ago.
kind of, right. So it wasn't doing it's no activity other than the smoke. So it's still alive.
Okay, okay. So, did they say that there was a lot of damage or did anyone die when it erupted the last time? Were they expecting it? Did they have enough time to evacuate?
Not the last time that it erupted, there were a couple of casualties.
Oh.
I think one town that was right underneath the volcano, everyone in that town, they were wiped out. And then the rescue team that went in to rescue them, they also were killed.
Oh
So that was
no.
kind of a sad situation.
You don't hear about that, but I would just think when you look at a volcano, and especially, I know there are some people who are those, I think they're called seismologists or something like that, that try to forecast when an eruption is going to take place. So that's just unfortunate that anyone actually put a village down at the base of the volcano. Now
Right.
that's amazing anyway. And then sometime I'm assuming that it happens so quickly, you probably don't have time to get away.
Right. And the other thing, they said that you get like this warning, but the people who were not able to get out quick enough, the the heat is so hot that you're kind of like burnt from all that heat before it even erupts with the lava rock and things
Oh,
like that. So yeah,
so the heat comes out first. So
right,
by the time the lava gets to you, you're already gone.
right.
Had no
Mhm.
idea. Wow. Wow. Man. Well, I tell you what, that sounds like an amazing trip, an amazing adventure. What did Mike say? I know he had a chance. Your husband had a chance to come with you. Was he amazed as well?
Yes, he was. I think this was another one of the trips. When I said we were going to South Africa, he wasn't all that keen on going, and I think this one may have been kind of like that as well. But once we got there, he was just involved in everything, and that's I said you will see it by the number of pictures that he took.
That's amazing. That is so amazing. So tell me, out of every place that you went, that you visited, what's your favorite out of, because how many cities or how many stops did you guys make? Because how many were you there for? 8 days?
For 9,
9 days. So
right,
that's like four, because you said you spent two
so
days in each place.
right, two nights. San Jose, Monteverde, Arenal. Um, I'm missing some. I'm missing two more places. I mean, I just came back, but
I understand. Was everything included? All your food and beverages, were they included?
most of our meals were. There were a couple of times like we had free time to go on our own, so we may not have gotten lunch included. You just went out and explored and did that on your own, but at least you had 2 meals per day that were included.
Did you have to change currency? And it or do they use the peso?
That they use colones.
Colones. So did you have to change currency?
No, they take them the American dollar,
Oh,
and then they gave us colones back and changed, but we were able to spend it before we left.
oh, good, good. So did you pick up any souvenirs?
Actually, this time I didn't do a lot of souvenirs. Yeah, I picked up a couple of things, but not too many.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I know sometimes I end up picking up stuff and I think, oh, this is cute. And then when I get it back home, I'm like, what made me get this? So so you're absolutely right. Now I'm really just trying to, when I go, pick up pieces that absolutely mean something, that can, that are pieces of art. So I definitely get that. So I tell you, we've got about 5 more minutes, Michelle, and I'm just enjoying this so much. But I don't want to hold you. But I would like you to maybe round it up, or are there any words of wisdom to our listening audience? We have Miss Barbara Boone said, let her know about Africa. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna let her know when we put that African trip together. And Nick Brown said, hey, kudos on having great organization skills and the natural ability to prioritize tasks. And so, and he said, full-time job serving clients and traveling the world. Awesome. And so definitely wanted to thank you so much for being our guest today. Was there anything that you'd like to share in closing?
I would just like to say for those of you who either um, are nervous about traveling, when you go international, they are more aware and cognizant of the COVID and the pandemic. Before you even go into a restaurant, they have a sink. You have to wash your hands and clean your feet before you walk through the threshold, disinfect the bottom of your shoes and things like that. So it's much safer going international than it is staying here. And um, you need to create those experiences. And if you're looking for an opportunity to get in the travel industry, the travel business, there's no better place than getting involved with us, with Team Believe and Succeed, because we are truly a team that works together. So that's what I would like to say.
All right. Well, I put your link in the chat, www.rogerchristravel.com, right?
Yes.
Okay, so everybody listening on this, if you want to work with Michelle, if you like to be a partner, or if you want her to help you put together an unforgettable excursion or in travel experience, definitely get in touch with her at www.rogerchristravel.com. And also, ladies and gentlemen, Believe in Succeed Group is a collection of travel professionals who love to have fun, love to absolutely serve our clients, and we don't mind getting paid for it as well. And so if that's something that you're interested in terms of profession, maybe you're in that position where you're looking for a new profession, maybe you're looking for something to enhance your retirement, maybe you're just starting out and trying to find what it is that you're interested in, I encourage you to get in touch with us and consider travel, being able to travel the world for less. Get some in if you need some tax write-offs, which was our story. We needed a home-based business for some tax write-offs. And so we actually got started and have not looked back. So if that's your situation, get in touch with one of us and truly get your questions answered, because we're looking for clients and we're looking for partners. So either one you feel like you fit in, we love to help you create the experience that you want to create and have. This is Ann Brown on the line all the way from Accokeek, Maryland with Miss Michele McDaniel, our travel guru and extraordinaire, just back. I'm talking about just came back from Costa Rica. And I'm so glad that she had an opportunity to share some of her experience with her, because when I saw that itinerary, I was like, this is going to be a nice trip. So I've been waiting for you to come back. And so I am so glad that you had a great time. And maybe that's something that we can recreate next year. That's another thing we can go on and put on the books for next year. So that everybody, we can circulate the photos and promote it so everybody will have an opportunity to go. And so just want everyone to know that, guess what? Like Michelle said, cleanliness and taking care of our health is key. So when we travel, we are required to do social distancing. We are required to have hand sanitizer or wash your hands frequently. We are required to wear masks. So you want to make sure you travel the world, but make sure you're traveling the world safely. Don't forget what we know that we have to do. So Miss Barbara Boone says she wants to see you walking on the trees, and I think I want to see that too. And that's hard to believe. So yeah, we're gonna need to see some proof of that.
All right.
So anyway, y'all, we're gonna shut this down. Oh my goodness. Thank you for our listener audience. Thank you for getting in, for actually listening. And if you want to get in touch with Michelle, go to www.rogerchristravel.com. And if you want to get in touch with me, you can reach me at www believeandsucceedgroup.com. Go to www.believeandsucceedgroup.com. It is a site in process, or you can actually just email me or through this through this page. Get in touch with me through this page. So, with that being said, y'all, thank you again, Michele, for being our guest and being so open and honest and sharing your experience. Nick says, "I believe you, Michele. I believe you."
Thank you, Nick.
So, with that being said, y'all have a good night. God bless. Thank you again, Michele. And we look forward to seeing you. And yes, we do mean you at the top, at the very top. It's going to be the tip top because the bottom is much too crowded. Y'all have a good night and God bless. Bye bye.
Bye.